On a rainy Saturday night in Tempe, the focus shifts to the Mountain America Community Iceplex for the second match of a two-game series between the Airforce Falcons and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Angus Trengmo alongside Easton Stockford. Airforce got the best of ASU last night 5-2 in the opening game of the series behind 3 third-period goals. If they want to complete the sweep tonight, though, it's going to start between the pipes.
Yeah, between the pipes for them, Kelly Kane.
For ASU. Face-off won by the Sun Devils. Gramlich not quite into the offensive zone. Cole Allison works it outside. Back up to Gramlich in the middle. Allison has it. Sweeps it up. Stolen away by the Falcons. Airforce down in numbers. Puck tapped away. Right in front. Knocked away by the stick of a Sun Devil. Shot from Boulanger, misses high and wide. Cleared out by the Sun Devils. Gramlich controls. Sends it towards the Airforce net. Minsberg looking to get something going for Airforce. Falcons lose control of it. Not a lot of possession from either team so far. Right in front of us, ASU has it. There's a false hit from Rosenberg, but Airforce regains. Both teams struggling to hold possession of the puck so far.
Yeah, and ASU really hasn't touched the puck in their offensive zone yet. Airforce has a couple of looks, but since that first 30 seconds.
Force offense, he has been an animal so far this year. 16 goals and 12 assists in just 8 games played. Rosenberg flips one at Kane. It's blocked by the shoulder. Pressed into the boards by DeLulio. Another puck flipped at Kelly Kane. You're going to have to start looking for better shots on him because those aren't going to go in at all. Horner working on the boards for it. Rosenberg also in on the fun. Horner controls for ASU in their offensive zone. Flips it across the middle. That's stolen. Caught up in the board. Stays in ASU's offensive zone. A break for the Sun Devils, but they lose possession quickly. Horner hits the deck and will have a whistle.
And it looks like it's going to be a power play for the Sun Devils here. Horner got dragged down in front. No arms went in the air, but a whistle. The ref kind of shrugs at.
So they send Minsberg to the penalty box after it looked like they got the original call on Cesario. And like you said, no hands went up, so a bit of a confusing ruling. But ASU has an early chance to respond to the opening goal from the Falcons. They have a 2-minute power play.
We talked about this power play before the game as well. 31% clip for them on the year, and they're going to need it to come through all night long. It's going to run through Dylan Wendt as well. He'll be controlling it from the point.
Right in front of us, Jyrkinen wins the faceoff for ASU. Wendt works it to Allison on the left side. He finds Wendt across. Stick save from Kelly King. Goal is displaced and will stop play.
It looked like Palowittis pushed a defender into the net there, so that one's going to come outside of ASU's zone. Just a costly mistake. They're starting to mount a bit of an attack there. A good chance from Dylan Wett on the seam pass across. And it looks like they're trying to set up in a 1-3-1 early on here on the power play.
And that's great vision from Cole Allison, too. You mentioned him pregame. He was going to be a big part of an ASU victory if that were to happen. And that was a great pass from him. Gave Dylan Wett exactly what he was looking for.
Yeah,
Airforce wins the faceoff. Puck batted down by Wettenberg in the defensive zone. Airforce a man down for a minute 35. Jurkinen takes it across the zone. No offsides. It was close. Swings it out to Wettenberg right in front of us. He flicks one. Inhaled by Kelly Kane.
And again, just another perimeter shot from the Sun Devils there. Nothing that's going to be able to break through Kelly Kane, who's been rock solid all year long, and that's not going to change tonight. Need to start getting into high danger scoring areas, and if you're going to get on the board here in the first.
New line for ASU. Horner back out there with DeLulio, Gramlich, Tremoroli, and Tallis. First face-off goes awry. We'll do it again. Horner and Cesario meeting in the ASU offensive zone. A minute 23 left on the ASU power play. Tallis keeps it in the ASU offensive zone. Sends one. Blocker save from Kane. Hits the netting. I feel like ASU could be getting a lot better of shots, especially with the man advantage.
Yeah, a lot being forced from the point. It looks like they're trying to get shots through traffic, and the real only high-quality shot they had was on that cross-ice look to Dylan Went early on, but even then, he didn't get all of that, which led to a pretty easy save for Kelly Kane.
1:17 left on the man advantage for the Sun Devils. Airforce wins the face-off. Clears it out to the defensive zone. Control by Liebeck. He's wearing the jersey of Alex Frank, but that is Spencer Liebeck between the pipes for Arizona State. Pass is stolen away by Airforce. They're going to work possession here and try to kill the power play. Sent into the offensive zone. Cesario up the right side. Loses control of it. Tallis has it behind the ASU net. 43 seconds left on the ASU power play. Gramlich brings it up the left side into the offensive zone. He doesn't have numbers. Behind the net. Stolen away. Horner keeps it in the Sun Devils' offensive zone. Tremoroli loses it. Puck is sent all the way down the ice. That's going to eat up about half of the remaining power play time.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on this power play, and this second unit just hasn't looked as sharp as that first one did. Haven't been able to control the puck much in the offensive zone.
10 seconds remaining. Sent away by Airforce. Huge penalty kill for the Falcons to retain an early lead. 2-1. Gramlich controls. Back at even strength in Tempe. Nice hit into the boards. Gramlich loses control. Corner in the corner. Another nice piece of hitting from Airforce.
Yeah, Airforce doing a really good job on these board battles. They've had numbers in almost all of them. Great puck support as well there. Just like that play is coming in to scoop that one up was Jacobs, but they've done a great job along the wall so far.
Oberle has it in the corner, flicks it away. ASU with the clearance. Here comes Airforce up the right side. Loses control, ASU. Nice crafty pass for ASU. Plewa takes a shot, gloved by Kane. I still feel like ASU just hasn't been able to win the possession battle like I think they were trying to coming into this game, especially since they've already had that power play opportunity. They have 6 more shots on goal than the Falcons do, but it hasn't felt that way.
And really not much, though, for the Falcons since their first goal of the night. A lot of it was on the kill, but even on that kill, a lot of time was spent down in ASU's end. Some good possession towards the back half as well from the Falcons to chew some clock.
Anthony Goose sends one towards net, but another save from Kelly Kane. How about Kelly Kane this year? 4 and 1, 1.12 goals allowed on average with a .962 save percentage.
Not only is that a testament how good he's been, but how good this Air Force defense has been. It's shown tonight, keeping all those shots to the outside and making Kane's job just a little bit easier.
Rosenberg took a cheap shot at Cesario with the stick. No ref saw it, so there'll be no penalty on Rosenberg. I think they'll send Rosenberg to the penalty box now. Yes, they will. They will get Rosenberg with the call. I saw it right in front of here, but that's another instance of a penalty where I don't think an arm has gone out. They've just sent him to the box. I
didn't see an arm there, but nonetheless, ASU to the penalty kill, and a penalty kill that has struggled this year. 54.5% on the kill, which is not a good rate at all, and can't afford to let the Falcons double their lead to 2 here.
So after a penalty kill, Air Force gets their first power play opportunity. Just inside the offensive zone. Boulanger try to make something happen. Falcons keep it in the O-zone. Lewis on the defense, tries to clear it. Blocked away. Pass not on target. Puck slides its way back to the defensive zone for the Falcons. Here comes another attack from Air Force. Oberle leads it. Sends it back to Cesario. Coming up the right side. Drops it off for Jacobs. Boulanger, he's dangerous. On that left side. Sends it over to Jacobs. Swing and a miss on a shot attempt. He sends it back out to Boulanger. He takes one. Blocked away. Tried to get it through traffic. Nothing doing. ASU clearance. Boulanger keeps it in the neutral zone. He'll take up the left side. Framework from Cooper Boulanger. He tried to go top left corner, and that just got a piece of the post.
And great work on the transition there, keeping that one from going all the way back to their own end and then turning into a little bit of offense, using his speed. And what a shot that was. Liebeck didn't even look like he saw that one, but got a little help from the pipe there.
Halfway through the power play for Air Force. 1-0. Falcons leading the Sun Devils, 11:30 to go. Shot from Air Force, blocker save. Brings it behind the net. Whistle blows. I don't know what the call is here.
I believe the net is off its awnings there. And I believe it's just going to stay in the Falcons' offensive zone here, moving to the left of Spencer Liebeck.
Ever since Liebeck gave up the goal, I feel like he's done a really good job of controlling the game in that defensive zone for ASU. 46 seconds remaining on the Air Force power play. Corner sent out. Allison takes his place against Cesario. Air Force controls the faceoff. Boulanger. Never seen a shot he doesn't like, but that's blocked. Heck of a play by Cole Allison to put his body on the line. Oberle leading the charge again. Jacobs controls on the right side. Nice move to shake Wettenberg. Over to Boulanger, just inside the blue line. Sends it through the middle, nobody home. Jacobs on the right side. Wettenberg tries to get a hit in. Jacobs sends it through the middle. Shot just missed. That was a pretty open net for Ekstrand. He almost had his second goal of the game.
That looked like it almost caught a piece of the net as well, like maybe nicked the crossbar, but power play about to expire, and ASU's about to be back to full strength.
Sun Devils execute the penalty kill. One power play opportunity for each team so far. No goals for either. They'll get icing on the Sun Devils.
And only one shot for the Falcons on that power play. Pretty good job on the kill from the Sun Devils, but definitely a handful of chances that are inches away from being goals.
ASU back at even strength after the penalty on Rosenberg. 10 minutes and change to go in the first frame. 1-0, the visiting Falcons leading.
Ref talking to the coaching staff of ASU, trying to figure something out.
They sent Jurkinen off the ice, replaced with Horner, who will be on the dot. Horner wins it for ASU. Sends it up the left side. Air Force keeps it in. Redirect, sent awry. Puck blocked by Horner. Another block from Airforce to keep it in their offensive zone. Stick hits the ice.
Penalty coming against the Falcons as well. Someone in maroon was caught up high with an elbow there, so power play ahead.
So ASU's going to send another player to the penalty box here.
Exactly. Halfway through this first period, ASU over double the amount of shots that the Falcons have, largely due to that first power play, but nothing that really scared Kelly Kane between the pipes as they search for that now, up one man.
First line for the ASU power play back out there. Look out for Gramlich on this right side. He's got 8 goals and 7 assists on the season. He's been great in these power play opportunities. ASU wins it. Looking to make something happen. DeLulio behind the net. Sends it over to Horner. Doubled up. Puck flings over the net. Horner keeps it in the offensive zone. Looking to make something happen. Sends it over to Tallis. Move from Gramlich. Airforce's defense read that like a book. Sends it away. First attack for ASU. And no goal. Here come the Sun Devils once again. Looking across. Tremoroli passes behind him. Dallas facilitates. Oh, stolen away by Airforce. They might have Shorty. Boulanger. Just him and the goalie. Saved by Liebig. The follow-up no good. Spencer Liebig, what a stop there. He had one of the best goal scorers in D3 hockey. Coming right at him, he makes the stop.
Yeah, great work by Liebig to stay patient there and shut it down. And also clearing out that rebound. And there was a trailer coming in for the Falcons, but able to swipe it away.
ASU still on the power play. 50 seconds remaining. Gramlich brings it up the left side. Looking to wrap around. Fake to Horner. Gramlich still has it. Sends it in. DeLulio almost had an opportunity. Poked away by the Falcons. 30 seconds left on ASU's second power play of the opening period. Down a goal with 8:30 to go. Nice move from Dylan Wendt to get into the offensive zone. Brings it back out. Allison. Shot sticked away by Kelly Kane. Wetterberg loses control. Another opportunity for Airforce shorthanded. Boulanger brings up the left side. Nice stop by Dylan Wendt.
Beautifully defended by the two back there for the Sun Devils. Dylan Wendt, first man back, came across to the other side to poke it away, and good coverage as well.
Another attack for the Falcons. Stopped by Rosenberg. Airforce back at even strength. So 2 power play opportunities for ASU and no goals. We mentioned how they need to be good on special teams, and we just haven't seen that kind of play so far.
And honestly, there was more chances for the Falcons there than there was the Sun Devils. Boulanger with a breakaway opportunity and a short 2-on-1 there at the end that was shut down, but 2 odd man rushes on the power play is not what you want to see on the Sun Devils bench.
Airforce controls it in their defensive zone. Puck sent over to Minsberg. Nice find there. Here comes Jacobs. Up the right side. Leaves the puck behind him, forgets to bring it with him. Jacobs now over to the left side. Open net shot, score. Airforce takes a 2-0 lead. Brett Oberle finds the back of the net. His 7th goal and 19th point of the season. Falcons are in control here.
Yeah, Falcons at the driver's seat now. A little bit of assurance, and Oberle pretty much had every single square of netting to look at that. Not much Spencer Liebig could have done, and now the Falcons lead by 2.
Brett Oberle's going to hit that shot 10 times out of 10. He had all kinds of space on that left side. Maybe a bit of a missed rotation from ASU, but nonetheless, it is a 2-0 Air Force lead. Face-off comes to our side of the rink. No clear winner. Puck pops up in the air. Cole Allison controls it. Brings it up for Arizona State. Close to an offsides call, but no whistle. Gramlich sends one at Kelly Kane. Sent away. Redirect almost goes. That was a pretty good look for Tyler Tremoroli, but Kane covers it up.
Yeah, Kane did not move on that one, but positioning kind of bails him out there in the right place at the right time on the deflection. able to swallow that one up for a whistle.
Adam Kaplan back out on the ice for the Sun Devils. Tremorelli in the circle. Bramlich to his left, Allison to his right. Puck won by Cesario of Airforce. Bramlich gets it right back. Pushed up against the boards behind the net. Allison has it from his butt. Some nice stick skills. Stolen by Cole Allison. He had a look right in front of net. Tries to find Bramlich, nothing doing. A few opportunities for ASU. Another puck sent in. Glove by Kane, and now we might have some action here between Cole Allison and Caden Green.
Quite the sequence there from Cole Allison. Knocked to the seat of his pants, still made a play, and then a steal to create another chance. Got rocked behind the net by Boulanger, now mixing it up in front. Quite the shift he's having.
Cole Allison's cage came undone during that wild sequence of about 20 seconds for number 16. They'll have to leave the ice. Kelly Kane, man. What can you say about Kelly Kane? He's really been able to control that crease as well as we said he would at the beginning of the game, and he has been just a steadfast anchor for Airforce this season.
Yeah, he's looked great so far. He's looked great all year, and his stats show that. But ASU, another chance on the power play, 0 for 2 tonight, but Caden Green going to sit 2 minutes for holding and a chance at redemption. They're at 31%, so statistics would say they would score right around now, which would give them a 33% clip for the game.
Power play first line in for the Sun Devils. Puck controlled by Dylan Went right in front of us. Sends it to Jurkinen in the corner, tries to go across the middle. Nowhere to go. Powaltis on the left side. Nice hit from Airforce. Rosenberg there to clean it up. Rosenberg loses control, keeps it inside the blue line. Back out to Wetterberg. He takes a shot. Blocked in traffic. Behind the net, Powaltis.
Net off.
We're going to have a whistle.
Some of the ASU players getting some support to the right of us.
Yeah, pretty good turnout, especially with the NCAA team playing the number 3 team in the country right next door in Denver. But this is a good game as well. Airforce comes in this game 7-1.
It's
an independent squad.
Speaking of which, Colin Potter just scored an overtime game winner to win it in overtime. So ASU does take down number 3 Denver.
Wow, that is a big win for Greg Powers and his team. They're really good at splitting series, man.
Yeah.
They've split, I think, 4 series in NCHC play. Good win for the Sun Devils. Horner brings up the left side. Gramlich loses control. Back out to Horner. Tremorelli wants one. It's blocked by the Falcons. Another shorthanded opportunity for the Falcons. Shot misses wide left. Might have been blocked by Liebig. That was Jacobs on the attack. Back come the Sun Devils. Horner through the middle. Nice stick handling. Loses control. Another shorthanded opportunity. Jacobs brings it up the right side. He's got Boulanger. Nobody home on the pass from Jacobs through the middle. 42 seconds left on the man advantage for ASU. Gramlich brings it up. Poked away by Airforce. Went his back after the sub. Boulanger through the legs. Tries to find Jacobs. Poked away. A tasty move from Cooper Boulanger. He also gets a shot off, but can't find the back of the net.
And that's, I believe, the 5th odd man rush that Airforce has had on the penalty kill. So have to find a way to get guys back if you're the Sun Devils. Can't afford to give up 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and breakaways when you are 1 man up.
DeLulio had a shot, misses frame. Airforce sends it out. Went keeps it in. Back at even strength. Allison into the middle. DeLulio had an opportunity, but it's poked away by Airforce. Another power play kill from the Falcons. Now they're on the attack. Cesario has one, gloved by Liebig. 0 for 3 on the power play for the Sun Devils, and we said it in pregame. They have to be good on special teams, and that's another missed opportunity for ASU.
Yeah, our 2 keys to the game have been pretty accurate to this point, starting and finishing strong in special teams for the Sun Devils. Not the best start, giving up a goal early on and then a second one to follow in this opening frame, and the special teams have been near non-existent, 0 for 3 on the power play so far tonight.
And ever since Airforce's first goal, I'd say ASU has really found a way to control the possession. Of course, they've spent a lot of that time on the man advantage, but they've had a lot of opportunities. They're leading shots on goal, and yet they find themselves in a 2-0 hole. Airforce on the attack. Puck flicked behind the net. In the far left corner. Shot sent at Liebig. Blocks it away. It's into the neutral zone. Nice pass. Here comes Jurkinen. Doesn't have numbers. Sends it back out. Puck flicked away. Airforce regains control. Minsberg loops it into the neutral zone. Controlled by ASU. Trying to get a good opportunity. It's Wetterberg up the right side. Sends it behind the net. Jurkinen's there to receive the pass. Badam on the ice. Wetterberg controls to Badam in the middle, but it's poked away. Nice play by Wetterberg. But Airforce ends up controlling the puck. They might get a penalty on Badam there. Should be clean. Minsberg up the left side in the offensive zone. Cole Allison back out there. Behind the net for ASU. Looking to make something happen. That's a nice pass to Gramlich on the left side. Doesn't have an advantage. Nice move from Gramlich. Covered up by Kelly Kane, and now Gramlich gets a piece of Kelly Kane after he covers it up. Cole Allison back right in the epicenter of the action. Cole Allison's had an eventful first period. That's one way to put it.
Yeah, Cole Allison's taken a bit of a beating in this first period, but what a back check that was by Ekstrand of the Falcons. The shutdown one would have been a beautiful move from Cade Gramlich. Came in with a little bit of a hit there to knock him off the puck, slowed him down just enough to give Kelly Kane the time to cover it.
And they're going to send Cade Gramlich to the box. Airforce with their second power play opportunity of the game and a chance to take a commanding 3-0 lead here in the first period at the Iceplex.
An almost imperative kill for the Sun Devils as they need to find a way to get out of this unharmed. Can't afford to fall down 3 in the first period and dig themselves that big of a hole.
Boulanger and Cesario, the guys to watch for the Falcons here. Boulanger has the puck. Shot blocked by Liebig. That was a good look for Jacobs. Jacobs regains. Has Brett Overly at the top. Overly already has a goal. He sends one. Misses wide right. Jacobs on the right side. Overly. Boulanger brings it in. It's the left side of the net. Airforce getting plenty of opportunities here. Boulanger, that's sent away by the Sun Devils. 3 pretty good looks for Airforce there, but none of them find the back of the net. 1:20 left to go on the power play for Airforce. Boulanger running the show. Brings it into the offensive zone. Tries to get his own shot, nowhere to go. Sends it back out to Jacobs. Jacobs takes one. Ooh, nice pass, but not able to capitalize as Cesario.
Kind of a tough one there as a lefty with your stick closest to the end boards. Had to find a way to try and get an angle on his forehand, but really a tough finish for him there on what was almost a tap-in goal.
Jacobs doing it himself. Brings it behind the net. Works it into the middle. Nice pass. Liebig got out of the crease there, but Airforce a little too congested to get a look. 35 seconds left on the power play. Overly to the left side. It's Jacobs. Can't find anyone. Cleared away by ASU.
Just 1 minute remaining in the first period now and 20 seconds on the power play.
Here comes Boulanger. He's dangerous. Up the right side. He takes a shot. Misses the net. Here comes ASU on a possible shorthanded attack. Horner loses control. Boulanger finds Caden Green. Green's pass tipped away. Sun Devils back at full strength. Boulanger brings it up the left side. 37 seconds to go in the first period. Puck dribbling in front of the net. Airforce gains control. Boulanger takes another shot. controlled by Liebig. And again, we've seen this many times. This one is the most severe yet. Arizona State and Air Force getting familiar with each other in the second game of the series.
And that's what happens when you get into the second game of the series. And Air Force has dominated these two program series. Hasn't lost to the Sun Devils yet. And maybe frustrations from ASU starting to boil over now, as shown by this altercation.
That was a necessary power play kill for ASU, though. You cannot go down 3-0 after one period of action, especially against a really good Air Force team that proved that they can play in the third period as well last night.
Especially an Air Force team that's so strong defensively as well, and so strong between the pipes. Going to be hard to put up 4 goals and get a win on them. Need to hold this to round 2. I'd imagine 3 goals is the magic number that's going to win it for either side tonight.
More time in the penalty box for both sides. Air Force doesn't seem to like a call from the officiating crew.
I think something was said. Not sure which side said it, but it drew a reaction from one of the benches. As the refs will discuss this, as in the NCAA game last night, we saw some penalties for starting an altercation, and I wouldn't be shocked if that's the call here.
90 minutes of penalty time administered in the third period of ASU Denver, just across the road at Mullet Arena last night. We'll see what kind of penalties are dished out here. 28.3 left to play in the first period. Air Force leading the hosts 2-0.
Already a number of penalties in this one as well. We're going to have 5 penalties to this point, not including the ones that are bound to be added here, and maybe even some ejections. But the refs are going to have to get this one under control early. Probably much earlier than they anticipated as well.
As expected, Cole Allison was on the ice for the scrum, found himself right in the center of everything that was going on. He has had quite the first period. He's had a couple really good looks for ASU, and that's really been the story for ASU. They've had quite a few shots. They're just not able to get them really on frame, and when they are, Kelly Kane has been in full control.
And it looked like Extra in there overheard something that was said by the ref to the scorekeeper, and now kind of doesn't look like anyone's going to be ejected as the door was just shut. But I wouldn't be shocked based on Ekstrand's reaction if he is. But we'll await the calls here.
Ekstrand had the first goal for Air Force today. His first goal of the season.
2 blue jerseys in the box to 1 maroon one as well. 28 seconds remaining in the period. But it looks like it's more than likely going to be an ASU power play.
Tremorelli still doesn't seem to think he should be in the penalty box. They'll keep him there. Still awaiting an official ruling on the previous scrum that we just saw. And it was a good one. There were 3 separate incidents that were going down, so the officials have a lot to sort out here.
Still nothing at the moment as far as scorekeeping goes. Still talking with the captain, apparently, of this Air Force team. I don't think anyone has a letter on their jersey, but you got to assume it's Cooper Boulanger. Now talking to the coaches as well. But based on the numbers in the box, you would think it's a man advantage for the Sun Devils.
Not the first time ASU has had a man advantage this game as they send another Sun Devil into the penalty box. So 2 each for Arizona State and Air Force serving time in the penalty box.
There we go with the penalties. It's going to be 2 aside. Friedman's in there and Powell Wittes as well. So Extra and Green both roughing, and then it's going to be Powell Wittes. Or Carson Boyce Gaudreau, rather. Correction. I'm not sure what's happening, to be honest, Angus.
We
But
actually saw
5-on-5.
We actually saw this in ASU Denver last night. The official had to pull out the old index card move because there was such a long, drawn-out list of penalties. Back out onto the ice, Airforce with control. Ooh, good opportunity for the Falcons is gobbled up by Spencer Liebig.
Now, Evan Cobley, So Evan Cobley's kicked out. So it's going to be, using offensive language, a face masking penalty. So Evan Cobley is kicked out of the game and has given Air Force a 10-minute power play. I don't think I've ever seen that in all of my years of playing or watching hockey. I've never seen a team with a 10-minute power play.
Well, it looks like we're going to have just that. 9:43 left on the power play for Air Force, only 8 seconds remaining in the first period. Shot from Overly misses high and wide. 1 second left, last attack. Nothing doing. So an interesting period of hockey gets us started in Tempe. Air Force leading Arizona State 2-0, and they are set to come back out to 9 minutes and 30 seconds of a one-man advantage.
And not one that will go away as well. That's a man advantage that they can score as many times as they want, and maybe it comes down to the point of how many do they want to score. It's still 9.5 minutes following that penalty called on Evan Cobley. Have to wonder what was said and what was seen down at that far end of the ice, but don't think I've ever seen a 10-minute penalty.
2-0 Air Force leading Arizona State after one. back at the Mountain America Community Iceplex for second period action between Air Force and Arizona State. The visiting Falcons with a 2-0 lead and a monster 9-minute, 32-second power play on the way to kick off the second frame of action. Easton, what are we looking to see out of both of these teams in this freak power play that's going on?
Yeah, ASU has done a good job so far. Held the Falcons to 0-2 on the power play, but they're going to be hunting. So if you're the Falcons, to keep it plain and simple, you got to score on the 9.5-minute power play at least once. But ideally, you do like to get probably 2 or 3. And if you're ASU, just keep them off the scoreboard as best you can. But 9.5-minute power play is quite the tall task. If they can kill it off scoreless, I'd be awfully impressed. But that's half this period, one man down.
We're not going to see a lot of these with the monster power play on the way, but we saw a lot of odd man rushes from Air Force. What can you say about how they were able to capitalize off those? I know at least one of their goals came off an odd man rush.
Yeah, that first goal came off an odd man rush, but they've created a lot of chances with it, and ASU needs to clean a few things up. They're pinching their defenseman pretty hard, but that third guy high isn't really covering how he needs to be when those defensemen pitch. They need someone filling in for them, so maybe something to look out for, but it's going to be an odd man rush all period long.
ASU going to start with Tyler Tremoroli in the box. He'll be spending a really good chunk of time in there, 9 minutes and 32 seconds to be exact. Air Force had 28 seconds of advantage hockey to end the first period. Weren't able to capitalize. But 2 goals from the Falcons, one of which came from Alec Ekstrand, his first goal of the year, and then Brett Oberle, his 7th score of the campaign. But how about Kelly Kane? We said it pregame he was going to be a force between the pipes, and he's done just that.
Yeah, 15 saves on 15 shots. He's looked really good, but not a ton of high-quality chances have come his way, as his defense has been just as strong. Done a really good job keeping all the shots outside of the house and made Kelly's job a little bit easier, but Kelly Kane has been on point tonight as we expected him to be.
Air Force and Arizona State getting set to go. Friedman and Allison make their way into the penalty box. Again, Air Force and Arizona State were both issued 2 guys into the penalty box to start that slew of penalties that was dished out at the end of the first period after the scrum. And then the costly 10-minute penalty on Evan Cobley. He has been ejected from the game.
He's actually walking out right now.
Oh, is he really? Oh,
yeah, there he
is.
goes.
Yes, Evan Cobley out of the jersey into just a normal outfit that you'd see any day with the sticks in tow. He is heading out. They do not need him for the rest of his game. He's got a 10-minute penalty, but they're going to be keeping it on the power play. Have you ever seen anything like this in any form of hockey that you've been able to experience?
I can't say I have, to be honest, Angus. 10 minutes on the power play is honestly ridiculous to look at up on the board.
Yeah, when they put it up there, I thought it was a typo or a joke. Like, I thought the 92, the number 92, I thought they put it into the penalty clock as like 9-something just on accident. I didn't think that they were actually going to have 9 minutes and change of penalty time to start this second period.
You can see Evan Cobley there on your guys' screen right now.
Great shot. That man with the sticks, that is Evan Cobley. He was issued a 10-minute penalty. He is heading out, and his Sun Devils are a man down for 9 minutes and 30 seconds to start this second period. Air Force on the advantage. Bring it up right in front of us. Puck leaves the offensive zone. They're going to get Air Force with offside, an early faceoff.
Yeah, this penalty kill has historically not been great, but looked really solid so far tonight. Gotten the job done on both power plays. Limited chances pretty aptly as well, but going to take a lot of stamina and a lot of bodies from this Sun Devil bench to get the job done.
Wendt, Horner, Allison, and Kaplan join Liebig on the ice for the power play kill. Air Force controls in the offensive zone. Shot almost gets through Liebig. That's a good look from Jacobs, but saved with the blocker. Here's Boulanger. Shot misses high. Air Force getting plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, and Liebig never saw that one from Boulanger either.
Cesario loses control of it. Jacobs has it behind the net. Back out to Boulanger. Not able to get the redact. Cesario into the middle. Shot, score. It's Jacobs' 14th goal of the year. The Airforce faithful are loving it, and it's 3-0 Falcons.
Yeah, good support from the Airforce crowd. Pretty quick drive from Colorado, but not as quick as it is in Tempe. Got a little student section going there, and right in front of him, Jacobs with a pretty easy goal there, just able to bang that one into an almost wide open net and get the counter going now, because 45 seconds in, they already have their first goal on the power play.
And what makes this power play such an ultra rare thing that I don't think either of us have ever seen anything like is that that goal does not stop the power play. They still have 8 minutes and 39 seconds of man advantage hockey that they are able to take advantage of, and they already scored a goal just a minute and change into it.
And, you know, Angus, I'd almost argue that if it wasn't like that and it was 5 minor penalties by the same guy, it might be rarer. That might be harder to do, to get to 10 minutes of penalty in a row on just minor penalties, but nonetheless, you very rarely see anything like this.
ASU worked into their offensive zone but loses control. Pualtis clears it away. Sun Devils have their work cut out for them. Down 3-0 early in the second period. 8 minutes remaining on the Airforce power play. Here comes Boulanger. Controls it with the stick. He doesn't have numbers. He'll shoot it anyway. Misses high. Jacobs, who just scored the goal, on the right side. Works it back out to Boulanger at the point. Sends it over. Oberle has a shot. Blocked by Liebig. Rebound controlled by Spencer Liebig.
Really good movement here by the Falcons on this power play. Everyone filling in each other's roles. And as that puck moves around, they're constantly moving with it, which allows guys to get lost in the offensive zone, opening up lanes and opening up scoring chances.
DeLulio, Wettenberg, Stasica, and that's Kaplan on the ice for Arizona State. Puck sent over to Feinberg. Haven't heard much from him today. Gorowski sends one towards net. This is high. Caden Green has it on the right side. He regains over to Feinberg. Gorowski on the left side. He'll take another shot. That's deflected, almost finds its way into the net off the stick of Liam Keehan. Caden Green trying to make something happen. Sends it back out to Feinberg at the point. Wetterberg with the pressure. Back out Gorowski. He's had 2 shots already in this shift. Feinberg works it across. Shot misses wide right. That's a good look for Caden Green, but the puck makes his way outside of the offensive zone.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying right there, opening up those seams with constant movement. And Caden Green just needed to get that shot off a little quicker, held on to it a bit too long, but missed the target anyways.
Gorowski brings it up to Green. Cesario at the point. Works across. Oberle has a shot. It's blocked. Good defense from Dylan Wendt. Still a daunting 6 minutes and 35 seconds on the Air Force power play.
Also, the long change this period makes it even tougher for the Sun Devils. Got to go that extra 15, 20 feet to get back to their bench.
Cooper Boulanger making it tough as well. He brings it into the offensive zone. Over to Oberle. Back to Boulanger. Good pressure. That was Dylan Pualtis. Or Don Pualtis, excuse me. Here comes Oberle. He'll work it back out to Boulanger. Cesario. Nice move to get by Pualtis. He brings it up the left side. Looking for an option. He's got Jacobs behind him. He'll send it over to Boulanger. Finds Jacobs on the right side. Shot gloved by Spencer Liebig. That's a really good look for Jacobs. He almost had his second goal of the power play.
An incredible shot as well. Looked like a pretty simple one-timer with not a lot of pressure on him, but the puck was bouncing. So incredible job by Jacobs to shut that blade down and kind of clamp it. So that way the bounce doesn't take anything off that shot, and he did get all that one.
Air Force wins the faceoff. Oberle has it over to Jacobs on the right side. Sends it across. It's Boulanger. Back to Oberle. He has a shot. Redirect almost finds its way into the back of the net. Alec Ekstrand Almost finds a goal. Jacobs has a shot, misses just high. Puck right in the middle. Boulanger had an opportunity and missed it. Knocked down by Riley Tallis and sent away. Kelly Kane controls the puck, gives it to Ober. Here comes Overly. Nice move to get into the offensive zone. The defense from Lewis stops the attack. Boulanger. A little shot from Horner. Jacobs over to Overly. His shot. Blocker save. Boulanger keeps it in the offensive zone. He'll have a shot. Misses. Hits the boards. Jacobs controls. Overly over to Boulanger. Into the middle. Cesario had a look. Covered up by Liebig. Cesario wasn't able to handle the pass from Boulanger. Then Ekstrand almost had an opportunity as well, but Spencer Liebig able to get on top of it.
Number of chances there for the Falcons. This power play's looked really solid so far, but so is this Sun Devil penalty kill, only giving up one goal through the first half. As they're a little bit over halfway through this extensive penalty kill.
4:42 to go for one-man advantage hockey for Airforce. Gorowski just loses the handle of the puck. Cleared away by DeLulio. Airforce again going to try and make something happen. Feinberg works it ahead. Stolen away by Kaplan, who gets it out. Wetterberg almost had an attack, but it's stolen away by Gorowski. He'll bring it up the left side. Defense bears down on Gorowski. Works it to the other side of the ice where Caden Green is waiting. To Feinberg. He looks for a shot. Works it into the middle. No. Gorowski has a shot. This is a wide right. Feinberg looking into the middle. Then works it around the boards to Gorowski. Feinberg. Gorowski running the power play here. Caden Green not able to handle it. Dylan Wendt gets his stick on it. Tries to work it outside. Gorowski swings and misses. Feinberg's there to clean it up. On the left side. Feinberg into the middle. Neal has a shot. Bouncing around. Airforce not able to capitalize. Neal had a great look at that, but can't find the back of the net. Airforce still on the attack. Feinberg over to Boulanger. He has a shot missed wide left. Leaves the offensive zone, and Airforce is going to have to regroup.
Almost a full change for the Sun Devils there, and needed one at that.
Jacobs to Boulanger. Can't find the net. That's into the netting above the boards. We'll have a face-off in the Airforce offensive zone. Credit to ASU's kill so far. They've done a pretty good job of being able to kind of control the opportunities Airforce is getting, even though Airforce has had plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, but a good job to keep them out of the net. 3 minutes remaining. They've only given up one goal, and if they can keep it that way for these last 3 minutes, they'll be considered a huge success.
Oberly has it in his defensive zone. Up to Boulanger. He works it across to Jacobs. Jacobs has a goal in this power play already. Oberly, Boulanger into the middle. Cesario shot misses left. Rebound is covered up by Liebig. That was Ekstrand, who almost had his second goal of the game.
Great job by Boulanger there on that left flank, moving it to the middle to Cesario, trying to utilize that bumper position. It does create a chance for the Falcons and ultimately don't capitalize, but another good look in what has been a power play full of them.
The power play for the Ages has 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on it. Air Force has had one goal so far. Horner, the first shorthanded attack of the power play for the Sun Devils. He sends one right at the glove of Kelly Kane.
That's the first shot Kelly Kane's faced in quite some time, as the puck's been down in the zone of the Falcons for almost the entirety of this second period because of the power play.
You get the feeling with the kind of opportunities Cooper Boulanger has both created and gotten for himself, he's going to be able to find the back of the net soon enough, maybe even in the 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on this Air Force power play. Overly brings it up, works it across to Boulanger on the right side. Looks, he's got Cesario trying to find someone in the middle. It's Overly. Back out to the point. Boulanger, one-timer, misses left. Jacobs can't keep it in the offensive zone. Air Force coming back with another attack. Overly up the right side. Works it behind the net. Jacobs is waiting. Nice move from Jacobs to shake Allison. His shot gloved by Liebig.
You talked about Boulanger, but it feels like he's kind of struggling to hit the net. He can let it fly, and he put some mustard onto most of those shots, but a lot of his shots have been off target, which is why he hasn't found the back of the net. The looks have been there, but just got to find a way to finish.
Air Force had 15 shots on goal in the first period. They've already got 15 in the second period. Another shot on goal. That's Ekstrand. Saved by the blocker of Liebig. Puck sent flying into the defensive zone for Air Force. 1:41 left on the power play. Oberle trying to make something happen. Brings up the left side. He might just do it himself. Shot blocked and gloved by Liebig.
Just the amount of shots that Air Force has been able to put on. We're not even halfway through the second period, and they put on 32 shots, most of them on this power play.
Line change for both squads. 90 seconds left on the 10-minute power play created by the ejection of Evan Cobley. Another shot from Air Force blocked by Liebig. He's seen all kinds of shots in the past 10 minutes. Gorowski. Feinberg at the point, sends another one at Liebig. He controls it.
Great job by Air Force there, getting two guys on the puck immediately when it was turned over. They were all over Jurkinen along the half wall there, and it allowed them to keep possession there and led to a shot on goal as well, as that amount grows to 34. So on pace for almost 70 shots this game.
19 shots in the second period for Air Force. They've been able to capitalize on one. Gorowski falls. Cole Allison, just him and the goalie looking to get on the board. Can't find it. It misses wide right. Almost a shorty for Cole Allison. Air Force with a minute left on their 10-minute power play. Cleared away by the Sun Devils. Man, Cole Allison almost had the opening goal for ASU there.
And it would have been a shot of momentum for that ASU bench. Short-handed on a 10-minute power play to get that back to all even in those 10 minutes at one goal aside would have been absolutely massive.
Boulanger up the right side. He takes a shot. It's blocked by Lewis and up and over the boards. 24 seconds remaining on the power play of doom for Arizona State, and they've done a pretty good job controlling Air Force's offense so far. Only one goal surrendered.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job bending but not breaking, giving up a lot of chances, but finding a way to bear down in front of their net and battling away in order to keep pucks out.
Last chance on the power play for Air Force. Boulanger. Pass is blocked. Oberle's there to clean it up. Jacobs loses control. Oberle keeps it in the offensive zone. Tried to find Feinberg, nothing doing. Went, works it ahead. Jurkinen has an attack. Nice coverage from Boulanger. Went steals it away. 3, 2, 1. And the 10-minute power play is over. The Sun Devils are finally back at even strength.
Back to even strength goes the Sun Devils after an extensive power play, but here's Air Force right on the attack again, but they can't capitalize, looking for Cesario in front. Now here's Wetterberg the other way. Fluttering one to the far side. Palalitis will go chase it, now battling away along the half wall. Palalitis comes away with it momentarily, but sealed to the wall and picking it up is Picard. Captain at the blue line by Stasia. Wetterberg trying to feed one through, but can't. And now the other way comes Jacobs. Jacobs across the red. Now into the ASU zone with speed on his backhand, driving, but he couldn't hold on to it. Jacobs still, he'll go up to the point. Shot from the point by Air Force, blocked down in front. Wetterberg scoops up the loose puck. He'll just elect to send it in deep and go for a change.
I think the Air Force shot from the point was inadvertently blocked by another Falcon. Cesario fell on the ice and I think ended up blocking that shot.
He was a little bit shaken up after that as well. This one rattles back to the blade of Adam Kaplan. Sent up the wall. Gramlich is there, but he'll have to work to get it out and he eventually will. Still battling his Gremlich. He'll get a little bit of help as ASU is able to send this one in deep. Now in front there momentarily, but Kelly Kane able to swallow it up pretty easily, and a whistle now and a draw to the right of him.
I'm interested to see if ASU is able to control the possession a little more, especially back at even strength, after handling that 10-minute power play pretty well.
And that penalty kill did have to take some gas out of their tank, though. All hands on deck for it, but all things said, pretty good job done by them. In the corner now, bringing it into the high slot is Cole Allison, but it's knifed away from him, and that one will head all the way back below ASU's goal line.
That's great coverage from Ekstrand to knock the puck off the stick of Allison.
Sent far side for Allison once more, but unable to connect. And now in transition comes Airforce, but thrown away as well. Both teams getting used to playing 5-on-5 again, as it's been quite some time since they've had to. Allison dancing through the neutral zone. He'll pull up high, looking for a trailer there. Couldn't find him. Now Airforce picks it up. Into ASU zone they go. Ekstrand with it. He takes a hit along the wall. And now Horner will pick it up. Horner to DeLulio, who goes off the boards, but that'll find the blue jersey. Now sent all the way back in. First one there is going to be Jacobs, but Tallis right on his heels. Jacobs shakes him, walking into the high slot, but he takes a shot up high there from Lewis. Now Tallis kicks one out over to Rosenberg, who will rim it all the way around. On the half wall now, into the high slot. Chance for Horner on the backhand, but a blocker save. Rebound opportunity, but again, it was stuffed.
That's one of the best looks Arizona State's had all night. Jason Horner's backhand just not able to get by Kelly Kane.
A good look for more. Chance in front for Rosenberg. A dangerous pass there. A good job to keep it out. Now here's a chance the other way. Boulanger lets one go. Blocked shot there, and a huge eat by Tallis. As that one sent over the top of the net. Now ASU off the glass, getting it out of their own zone. Chasing back to get it is Caden Green. He'll wheel the net and look to go north. Unable to connect with his winger there. This one will go all the way down for icing and head right back to where it came from.
I think everyone's just trying to get the rhythm of even strength back, like you said a little bit earlier. It's just no one team has really been able to control the possession. A few good looks for Arizona State in that series of events, but can't get past Kelly Kane. Man, he has been a stud.
Yeah, hasn't faced a lot in this period, but that blocker save was a big one, and it was not an easy one at that. But not too much different than what we saw in the first period between these two teams, with both of them kind of jockeying for possession the entire first 20 minutes. Went looking to regroup off the draw. He'll flutter one ahead. Friedman trying to send one in deep, but that's taken away by Boulanger. Now poked forward by Cesario on the heels of Tallis there, as this one will move its way up to Caden Green. Lula now on it. Still both teams trying to get clear possession here as there's a battle for this one, and Badame will come away with it. Friedman to Badame, who will backhand into the zone. Looking to get it on the forecheck now, but fended off there by Minesburg. Stasia goes to the far side now, banking it at for Plua. Take a hit right on the blue line, but Badame steps into that. Taking off Badame's stick now as Airforce is in transition. Across the red line, trying to get it in deep, but a good back check there by Badme.
Oh, nice move.
Nice move by Boulanger there. He's been great all night to gain the zone. Did cough it up, but right back to a blue jersey. Down support is Neal. Throws one to the far corner. It'll rattle its way to Boulanger. Throws one on and kick save by Lebick. Neal sachets around one. Throws one on goal, but that's paddled aside.
That was a great move by Neal. Got some space for his backhand and almost found the net.
Created a rebound as well. Stakis now has, but he's battling for it, and here's Gramlich. Gramlich steps around one and moves it to Badme. He'll throw a long-range shot on goal and go for a change. There's only 2 Sun Devils remain on the ice for a moment, but now back to 5. Lionsburgs with a high flip. Tallis able to keep it in. Slid over. Gramlich lets one go, but that's just wide. It looked like it went off of Picard there. Gramlich walking across the blue line ever so close as he was tight-roping it, but just ekes out of the zone there.
That shot from Kate Gramlich there, he had the corner, just gets a piece of Picard and misses frame. That's a good look for Kate Gramlich, and that's what you're trying to get if you're Arizona State, and trying to just inch your way back in this game because that's all they can do right now.
And definitely have looked better since coming back to 5-on-5, as you would expect, creating a couple opportunities. Gramlich had one there, and then one on the backhand as well from, I believe it was Cole Allison. But 4.5 remaining in this period. They need to find something to claw into this 3-goal lead. Here's Jacobs the other way. Bringing it wide down the left side, trying to center one to the middle, but can't find anyone. Jurkinen throws one through the middle now. Lewis steps into it. This is an off-angled shot. That finds the end boards as Palawidis will rattle it all the way around. Wetterberg sends one in deep. Now Airforce able to get it out of their own end. Here's Jacobs. Jacobs trying to make a move, throws one on. Caught Lebick off guard, but luckily for him, squeaked just wide. Wetterberg now across the blue. He'll kick it out. Thrown on goal there, but that's paddled aside easily by Kelly Kane. Now Lewis regrouping to Went, snapping it a forward. Good look there to Palawidis. Palawidis now trying to find Wetterberg, but couldn't get through the skates. Jacobs now at the blue line, but that's poked away. There's a weird bounce off the stanchion there, popped out in front.
The second time we've seen that today. We saw one right in front of us in the first period.
But no harm done on the play, as ASU now has in their offensive zone. Left for Wen at the blue line, but he had a blue jersey all over him, as this one will come outside of the zone now for Horner. Horner across the blue, tries to shovel one ahead. 40 minutes in the rearview mirror, 20 more ahead. ASU trailing by 4 here at the Macy Iceplex in Tempe, Arizona. I'm Easton Stockford. Alongside me, Angus Tramo. And Angus, what do the Sun Devils need to do to get back into this game?
Well, they've got to get a shot by Kelly Kane, who has been as advertised tonight. He's seen 25 shots. Not one of them has gone into the net. We knew he was going to be good, but I don't think we expected him to be this good.
And quality hasn't necessarily been the problem for the Sun Devils, or quantity rather. 25 shots is plenty enough, but does it feel like all of them has come to the outside? And does it feel like they need to get into those higher danger scoring areas?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of impatience from Arizona State all night. Is just overall, as the Airforce faithful that were mentioned earlier in the broadcast walk right by us, we've seen a lot of impatience from Arizona State, really both periods, and that's made Kelly Kane's life really easy. So if Arizona State is able to move the puck a little bit better and start to get the puck into a little more of a dangerous position, they could maybe get on the board in this third period. But I don't know with how Kane's been playing.
And how this defense for the Falcons has been playing as well. They have looked rock solid, and the offense has been just as good coming off that 10-minute power play. Boulanger got them on the board, and then also got one on the power play as well. So 4-0 the lead, 41 shots for them as they are on pace for quite a number on the shot clock, but moments away from puck drop here at the Macy Iceplex in Tempe, Arizona.
Cole Allison has been all over the place for ASU despite the goose egg on the scoreboard. Look out for him.
Could be the difference maker if ASU has any chance of getting back into this one, but we are underway in the final period of play. Right off the bat, Airforce with possession, but quickly sent into the zone of ASU. Oberle picks it up, hops off his stick, now battling away at the half wall. As both teams look for possession, it skitters out to the point for Feenberg, who throws it right to the stick of Dylan Wendt. Paulides smacks one out of the zone. No icing called as Batame beats it out. He hems a man to the wall. Paulides does the same. But Airforce able to get it out as they come the other way now. Feenberg stepping into one, but couldn't quite connect on it as we'll go back for Gorowski.
Early signs of Arizona State trying to be a little bit more physical in this third period, try to change the tone a little bit.
Boulos throws one to the front, but Jacobs was there. Jacobs trying to step around one, but bumped off the puck. Good defensive possession there as Adam Kaplan got a little bit out from a back check. And that one's sent down for icing, so back to ASU zone it goes.
Yeah, Adam Kaplan has really lived in the defensive zone. It's a lot like many players on ASU today, but he's done a really good job of bringing that physicality layer. I don't think we've seen enough of that from Arizona State. It's kind of dug them this hole that they're in.
And it was a physical game in the first period, but since Evan Cobley's ejection, and both teams have really toned it down, trying to flip one in front there was Airforce. As Boulanger sends one below the goal line, thrown in front, rebounds there on the wraparound, but nobody's on the doorstep to bang it home. Rosenberg now across the red, he'll send it in deep.
Really good look for Cesario on the wraparound. He thought he might have caught Liebig sleeping from the other side, but can't find the back of the net.
That one sent into Airforce's bench. So 2 minutes off the clock in the final period, and ASU slowly but surely running out of time to dig themselves out of a 4-goal hole.
They've done a good job keeping Airforce out of the attacking zone, but at some point they're going to have to start taking some shots and hitting them.
Rim play off the draw for the Falcons, and then flipped out of the zone, trying to find Boulanger, but can't. Instead, it ends up with Cole Allison, who moves or Cole Allison with it now, rather. Thrown on goal there, but well wide. Now Allison pokes it below the goal line for Gramlich. Talus able to keep it in. Dulio there as well. Talus walking in, but a good stick there from the side by Minesburg. Now banked ahead. Maybe an odd man rush the other way. Green with it. Has a man on the back door. He had Boulanger, but elected to shoot and missed it well over the top. Gramlich getting grabbed, wants a call, won't get it. Now Boulanger picks it up in the offensive zone, has a trailer with him, trying to flutter one through the middle, but can't connect with any blue jerseys. Again, a shot on goal there. Cesario that time pulling the trigger, trying to tip one again there as well, but can't.
That was a nice blocker save from Liebig. Stayed nice and composed and got it out.
Now ASU in transition. Allison driving away at it, but falls right into the lap of Kelly Kane, who swallows it up.
ASU, we're about 3.5 minutes into this third period. I don't think they've really gotten a good shot yet. And with a 4-goal deficit, they're going to start just having to take some shots. Rather, shots that it doesn't really matter if they're good or not. They just have to be on net because they're in quite the hole.
They're going to have to start taking some risks as well, as Dylan Wendt will not be able to get there for an ever so close icing call. He had a blue jersey right on his heels, but icing called and back to the offensive zone for the Sun Devils.
I'm interested to see if ASU can try and make something happen here. You got to think that they're kind of just goal or bust for a few minutes here with the 4-goal deficit.
Definitely have to start taking some risks here. Maybe start stepping up if you're the defenseman, but draw one by Airforce and 3-on-2, but a great back check by Horner to break it up. Pula brings it back over to Dylan Wendt now. Went through the middle to Rosenberg, who can't get a hold of it. Now Airforce in transition, but just off sides.
Looks like Goroski blew a tire there a little bit. Ran into play with a bit of a messy situation, but everyone gets out of it okay.
We had a couple bodies falling over each other in the opening frame as well, but in a much more aggressive manner. Things have cooled down quite a bit since.
A 10-minute power play will do that.
That's a fair statement. Kind of calms the game down and kind of slowed this game down as well, as there was a lot of possession for Airforce where they kind of just moving it around, doing what they wanted with it. Airforce now regrouping, moved ahead, and Wendt will take it away from him. Wendt moved D to D and now right back to him. Wendt still with it through the neutral zone. He steps around one man. Slamming on the brakes now, throws one in the far corner. Palawidis will race to get there. Palawidis over to Wendt. Wendt walking in, sends one on just wide. Now Palawidis slips a hit but takes a tumble in the process. Now Ekstrand the other way. Ekstrand bringing wide, trying to throw one to the front, but couldn't connect and couldn't get it through the stick of Adam Kaplan. Now Jacobs, layout effort there from Dylan Wendt to break up an opportunity. As ASU digging away at it, here's Kaplan. Kaplan throws a backhand pass over to Palawidis, but he can't corral it. Now turned over, here's a chance the other way. Thrown on goal there by Liam Cohane, but easily handled by Kelly Kane. Lewis now taken away by Boulanger. Boulanger trying to throw one in front, but sent all the way down. To play it is Kelly Kane.
Airforce is okay with that. They want to be able to control the possession of the puck and not really give ASU any opportunities to cut into the lead.
And they are more than happy to just chew this clock all the way down. Green now, bringing it through the neutral zone with speed, but knocked off his stick by Gramlich. Gramlich trying to step around one, but he's knocked down. Good hit there by the Airforce defense. Feenberg sent to the middle to Boulanger. Boulanger trying to cut through a couple, but knocked off the puck. Still loose, though, But eventually, Liebig is able to cover it up.
For some reason, Liebig didn't just cover that up at the start. A bit of a rebound that I don't think anyone on the ice was expecting, but he eventually covers it up. We'll have a face-off in the Air Force offensive zone.
It almost looked like Buenger might have poked that one out from under the glove of Spencer Liebig. He's faced 45 shots in the night, 41 saves. He's been very solid. But still, ASU trailing 4-0. Went, sent it all the way around. Rosenberg was there, but able to keep it in at the blue line is Sheka Lamarde. That one's sent down for icing and will go right back to ASU's defensive zone.
Like I said earlier, Air Force has been able to really control the tempo of this game. They've had it in their O-zone for quite some time in this third period. ASU not really showing any signs of life that they need to get back into this one.
It seemed rather deflated on the bench as well. Maybe already giving up on this one, but still 13 and a half remaining for them to find their way back from this 4-goal deficit. Picard with it, steps around one man. Wheelhauer had it momentarily, but that's taken away by Horner. Now stepping in one is Checo Lombardi, but taken away from him as well as here's Horner once more. Horner to the outside, cutting to the front on the backhand, but put it just wide.
Had the far post there, not able to find it.
Digging away at it, now coming away with it is Neal, trying to poke it forward, but can't. As Rosenberg now tries to claim possession. And this one will come all the way back to Lombardi again. Now it's with Boyce Gaudreau who goes over to Wendt. Back to Boyce Gaudreau, up to Rosenberg, but unable to get a stick to it as that one will head down for icing again.
Air Force's defense, like we said at the second intermission, Air Force's defense has just been all over the place. It helps when you have Kelly Kane in between the pipes, but they are just in control of every ASU offensive move, and there hasn't really been a threat in this third period so far.
Off the draw, possession lies with ASU. As that one sent all the way around the boards. Racing to get there is Friedman, who's the one serving the 10-minute penalty, so he probably has plenty of energy. After a 10-minute break, Wendt stepping up the lay hit there, but Jacobs just steps around him. Now Oberle throwing one from an off angle, but that didn't find its way through. That one thrown on goal as well, but wide once more as Dylan Wendt picks it up. Trying to connect with Kaplan, but unable to. Now a high slot chance, but a glove save by Liebig.
ASU just battering that middle zone, trying to find extra, and he finally gets a stick on one. But a good glove from Liebig to keep that one out of the net.
Air Force continuing their dominance in this third period. Just over 8 minutes have ran off the clock. 47 shots now for Air Force and 26 for the Sun Devils as they only have 4 this period. Lewis lays a hit on the wall, battling away for it. Air Force below the goal line, trying to throw one in front, but can't. Now Jacobs on his backhand, trying to find one in front. It's loose there a little bit. Looks like Liebig was able to get it. Chance momentarily as Gramlich now giving some shots, and that intensity that we had earlier maybe resurfacing here as frustrations are boiling over at the Macy Iceplex.
I think that's just Gramlich trying to get a jolt into his team a little bit. We've noticed a lack of energy from Arizona State in this third period, especially deflated after the start where they haven't been able to really make any noise. Looks like they're going to send Gramlich to the box. Another power play opportunity for Air Force, the last thing Arizona State needed.
And trying to send a jolt into your guys is one thing, but putting them on the penalty kill is not going to do that. As Air Force will have a man advantage now. They're 1 for 4 tonight with the 10-minute power play, so not the most impressive stats in the world for them, but a power play that's generally been pretty solid this year, 29.2% for them. But here's Cole Allison. Cole Allison short-handed. Dancing around one, he's able to slip around Boulanger, who was trying to blow him up in open ice, but couldn't hold on and get the shot away. Jacobs now across the red. He's into the ASU zone. Lets one go, but a good block there by Riley Tallis. Now up top, Boulanger tries to zip one across for Oberle, but can't. Now 2-on-1 the other way. Horner trying to find Allison, but they couldn't touch base. Transition game now coming into effect for both sides. Boulanger digging away at it, and he will come away with it.
You can tell Cole Allison is just winded. 2 odd man rushes for Arizona State, both with Allison on the front line. Not able to capitalize on either.
He's stuck out there. Now need a clearance to get these forward change. Half of the power play gone for the Falcons. Jacobs looking through the middle. Over to Boulanger. Boulanger back to Jacobs on the backhand. Somehow kept out by Spencer Liebig. What a save, but what a move that was by Jacobs as well.
I think we got to credit the find from Boulanger there. He just sends it right into the middle. Beautiful control from Jacobs. Tries to flick the backhand into the top right corner, but Liebig is there with the response. He's had a really good third period.
Good looks from Airforce, but a better save by Spencer Liebig, keeping the lead to 4. Oberle sends it down to Jacobs. Through now to Boulanger. Boulanger looking through the seam again. Him and Jacobs have been on the same page all night long, but not that time as the Sun Devils are able to clear it down. 30 remaining on the Falcon power play. Oberle cross the red line now. He'll sauce one forward. Trying to go right back to him there was Dacus, but couldn't connect with him. Now another weird kick off the stanchion. That's the 3rd time this game. But here's Dylan Wendt. Dylan Wendt walking through the middle. One-man show here. Throws an off-angled shot. Has some shots given in front here. An arm flies in the air as well. Wetterberg, I believe, drew a penalty as he took a couple shots from Cesario. And we'll see what penalties are assessed, but I believe Cesario is going to sit in 2 minutes. And ASU is going to have a power play that they need to score on if they want to have a chance in this one.
Yeah, this is really a must-have. 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Facing a 4-goal deficit, they really haven't had any great looks on the power play outside of their first one, where their first line was able to get a lot of good looks. Probably their best one of the day so far. But Gramlich, Allison, that first line for the ASU power play is out. These are the guys that they need to come through here.
One back to the point and sent deep immediately as Gramlich will race to get there. Airforce trying to get it out but can't. Sent over to Horner. Horner trying to go back through the seam to Tremoroli but couldn't find him. Tallis now to Tremoroli. Looking to the bumper Gramlich, but not enough steam on that one as the stick flies in the air. Tremoroli cycled deep to Gramlich. Gramlich rimming it up. Tallis trying to hustle to keep it in, but unable to, as ultimately Airforce is able to send it all the way down. Tallis in his own net now. Goes cross ice to Tremoroli. Back to Horner. Trying to bump it ahead, but taken off his stick by Jacobs. Jacobs on his backhand trying to find Boulanger. And he'll catch it off a bank. Thrown in front for Jacobs. But now the other way comes ASU. Cohane leaves it behind there for Gramlich, but couldn't pull the triggers. Tremoroli now picks it up at the point. Cohane trying to bank it up, but taking off his stick and sent all the way down. 40 seconds remaining on the man advantage.
Airforce's defense once again holding strong. It's been a brick wall all day.
It's been a brick wall all series. And big part of that has been Kelly Kane. Paulettis goes to Wetterberg, who turns it over now and again just sent down easily by the Falcons, and Liebig forced to make a play as he had Cooper Boulanger hemming down on him. Thrown in front, it's in! Not sure if anyone tipped it. It was Caden Green on the shot. He didn't celebrate at all as he was looking for Boulanger in front, but 5-goal lead now, and that might be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, shorthanded goal is always not going to feel great, but to make it 5-0 with 7 minutes and change left to go in the third period, that's a killer. That is probably the final nail in the coffin, like you said. That one just slips by Liebig. Not really the greatest shot in the world from Caden Green, but Liebig not able to read it. Air Force extends their lead once more.
And you had to look at it just there, and it was a 3-point range shot from Green that just found its way through. As Plill out the other way, throws one wide. Badme picks up a bouncing puck in the neutral zone. And now back in his own end is Adam Kaplan. Set up to the half wall, thrown on goal, but the stick there of Flua. Chipped out of the zone now, racing back to get it is the Falcons, and they will get there easily.
Looks like Air Force is perfectly content with just controlling the puck in their D zone, not really giving ASU anything they want.
And up 5, that's all they need to do. Don't necessarily need another, but they might have a chance for here. Here's Dacus. Dacus all alone. Stopped by Liebig. Dacus went to the backhand, but blocker saved by Liebig keeps it out as that one on the back of the net now, and we will get a whistle for it.
Liebig read that move very well. He was all over Dacus's backhand, and really an easy blocker save. Dacus not able to get the kind of net he wanted to shoot on.
And with chewed up ice towards the back half of this third period, can kind of be tough to make moves like that. Maybe he didn't get the speed that he wanted on that drag across to his offhand, but good read by Liebig nonetheless. Keeping the Falcons at bay in what is already a runaway victory for them. Sent across now, Dylan Wendt. Back to the other side for Boyce Gaudreau, who will send it in deep. Gramlich battling away, trying to throw one in front. Still up for grab shot on there, but that's blocked down. Now Boyce Gaudreau at the point. He takes a hit from Jacobs. Still digging away along the wall. As Allison will come away with it. Allison moved up to the point to Wendt. Wendt feathers one through, but that's blocked. Now moved ahead. Here's Oberle. Oberle has Jacobs with him. Trailing in the back check is Cohane. Left behind, Jacobs walking in, trying to dance around one. He does, but goes below the goal line. Now throwing one from behind the net, looking to make it off the back there, but couldn't. Stretch pass now for Gramlich, but unable to find him as Boulanger will go across now. Oberle throws one off the pad there of Liebig. Rebound sent aside. Oberle now looking for Boulanger on the one-timer, but couldn't put it in his wheelhouse. Now Air Force back in their own end. Nice move there by Mintzberg.
Man, that's just a great defensive rotation from Mintzberg. Great move to get the puck on his stick and stop the ASU attack.
And puck support as well there from him. And now Air Force in the offensive zone. Tallis will try and backhand one out. That's kept in at the blue line. Awesomely ahead is Duffy. As both teams still battling, and they'll squeak out of the zone and come all the way back to Air Forces. Mintzberg sent far side to Burks. Stasia now takes it behind his own net and rims it all the way around for Rosenberg.
Oh,
big hit there on Horner as the bench erupts. Physicality has been a little more present in this third period, but not quite as much as early on in this one. I'm just now noticing that Olsen, I think this is his first shift of the game. I haven't noticed him out there too much, but he is the only player on Air Force's entire team with a last name on his jersey.
Interesting. We comment on that before we got on the broadcast, how Air Force did not have names on their jerseys, but Olsen must have paid extra in preseason because he's got that nameplate.
He got his custom done.
Little embroidery action in Colorado Springs.
Must know a guy. Now Airforce Cesario has it across the blue. Makes a move around one on his backhand, trying to pull it to his forehand, but put it just wide. Now the other way comes the Sun Devils. It's Palowittis. He has Wetterberg with him, but he'll pull up and wait for more. Finds Wetterberg now. Still battling along the wall for it. Gramlich's there. Wetterberg as well as Palowittis. And Gramlich muscled off the puck there, but able to get back to it somehow. Gramlich thrown on goal, but that squeaked wide. Now Wendt goes below the goal line, trying to throw one in front. It was Palowittis, but the paddle of Kane got in the way.
There's just been no offensive rhythm for ASU all game.
Now Green trying to find a little more offensive rhythm with 2 minutes remaining for the Falcons. They already lead by 5, and they've had plenty of offense tonight, but the more the merrier, isn't that what they say? Taken away by ASU, and now Boyce Gaudreau with it. He'll pull up and just try and send it in deep. Allison trying to step in one. Cole Allison around one, but couldn't get the shot away. Trying to move it on his backhand, but 3-on-2 in transition now. Sent far side. Racing to get there is Dacus. As Boyce Gaudreau will eventually pick it up. Now Neal around one into the zone. He has it at the dot, trying to center one in the high slot, and a big save there. Rebound was there for Dacus. Good job by Boyce Gaudreau, who is now exchanging whacks with Dacus, who is about a whole head and shoulders taller than him.
Airforce up 5 within 2 minutes of this game ending, and still just in control.
Tallis with a nice move. Rebound was there, but no red jersey was able to pounce on that opportunity.
That's really good work from Tallis to try and get an opportunity for his team to get on the board here late, but nobody home.
And final minute remaining, what has been a dominant performance from Airforce. As Allison's cage is knocked loose. Chance the other way. Oberle might have had a step, but a good back check there by Horner. 40 seconds on the clock now. Palowittis throws one to the front. Tip was there for Tallis, but couldn't quite get all of it.
Kelly Kane came out, and Tallis had that back post wide open, but again, another good stick from Airforce's defense. Really telling the whole story of tonight.
Yeah, and Kelly Kane might have had a factor in this one, and 15 seconds remaining. Wetterberg, shot blocked there, a big eat. And with 8 remaining, Wetterberg's just going to take this one back. I was avoiding trying to say it, but didn't want to come up with the commentator's curse. But Kelly Kane with a shutout on the season, adding to his already impressive numbers. He's got to be the first star of the game in this one, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We said it pregame. It was one of Airforce's keys to the game was going to be that goaltending, and Kelly Kane was outstanding between the pipes. He sees 27 shots, and not one of them gets by number 33. Airforce, man, what a statement series. A 5-2 win yesterday in a closer contest, but a 5-0 blowout win at the MAC Iceplex.
So outscoring the Sun Devils 10-2 in the series. Second game shutout for Kelly Kane, but 5-0 rather, the final score. Our next men's club ice hockey stream will be December 7th when the GCU Lopes take on the D3 Arizona State Sun Devils. Watch up on our Cronkite News YouTube channel. But for the entire stream team, production staff and crew, and for Angus Trangbo, I'm Easton Stockford saying goodnight from the Tempe Iceplex, where the final score was 5-0 Airforce.